Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. We are live at the Magdalena Grand Golf and Beach Resort here in Lowlands, Tobago, and it's a pleasure, of course, having you here with us. Before we begin conversations in studio, we have the photo of the day up for you. The photo of the day was taken right here on the island of Tobago. Can you guess where this photo was taken? Can you guess on beautiful, beautiful Tobago? Of course, you can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel. Let us know where you think this photo was taken. All right, we begin conversations this morning, and we speak this morning with Miss Pulwaty Beepath, the president of the Hindu Society of Tobago, and Mr. Govinda Ramlogan. He is the PRO, the Public Relations Officer of the Hindu Society, and also known as Tobago Chana. So there might be something in store for you later where he's concerned. Good morning and welcome, Sitaram.
Good morning, Sitaram, and a pleasant good morning to everyone.
All right, a pleasure having you guys with us this morning, and we're talking about Indian Arrival Day. As you are aware, Trinidad and Tobago is so integrated in different cultures. There's so many cultures integrated in our society, and this time we're taking some time out to celebrate the East Indian community and Hinduism, the religion of Hindu. And we want to get some information in terms of how did we get to this place where we are now celebrating the arrival of East Indians? And so we're talking about arriving here since in the 1800s, right? So just talk us through a little bit of that, Govinda.
Well, first I have to say Sitaram to everyone. Our ancestors would have left Calcutta, India on the Fatal Razak, the 16th of February, 1845. And they would have arrived in Trinidad on 1845, 30th of May. And that journey itself was a very tough and challenging one. As you all may know, we traveled from Trinidad to Tobago on the fast ferry, and 3 hours on that we just want to get off the boat. So you can imagine the amount of torture would have took place on that boat, and a lot of our ancestors wouldn't have survived also. And before they arrived to Trinidad, I understood that they would have stopped off in various islands. And when they reached Trinidad, they were so feeling a little weak and they had to rebuild themselves, but their determination, which they came to work, which way they were promised a better life here in Trinidad due to the abolishment of slavery. But when they came down, they were basically getting the same treatment and were not getting paid enough, but they persevered a lot, and here we are today with all these various successes.
And talking about the various successes, when you look at the East Indian community, you see a lot of East Indians into businesses and, of course, teaching the younger ones coming up about business. And I want to focus on a little bit of that practice in terms of ensuring that they provide financial stability. Can I link it to the hardship that they endured coming to Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes, the mentality of our forefathers were they sacrificed and saved so that their future children and grandchildren would reap the benefits, which we are all witnessing today. And they also preserve their culture and heritage and religion, especially they hold on to their religion tightly through all the sacrifices. Some of them would have had to convert to various religions in order for their children to get education, but some of them held on to it. And here we are today, we've seen the many successes through, as you said, the business people, the various Hindu schools, also the Prime Minister, also of East Indian descent, which we, the Tobago Hindu Society, would like to congratulate her. And we are very proud as far as where we have reached today. And apart from that, we continue to mix with all the various religion and races that are present in Trinidad and Tobago.
And I really like that, Miss Beepath, getting involved with all the other religions in Trinidad and Tobago, ensuring that everybody kind of finds an equal place. I know you hosted the event last Saturday at the Lowlands Mall, and when last week we had Sita and Bimal here, and they were talking that everybody's invited. How important is it for you to ensure that everybody is invited to your events and understand your way of life?
Well, Sitaram to everyone. First of all, I must say that I am a member of the inter-religious organization here in Tobago, representing the Hindu faith. Whenever we have functions, we invite every member of the Adventists, the Muslims, the Baptists, all these people come together. So we bond together that if The Muslim have something, we go. The Baptists have a function, we go. We all come together as one family. Yes, we serve one God, but we all come together and unite. So during our program, I invited every one of them. They came, they did the prayers, they offered the prayers, they congratulated the society. We tried to educate the people of Tobago about the East Indian culture. So we had our program last Saturday. We had performances from the Mahatma Gandhi Cultural Corporation from Trinidad. We had a representative of the High Commissioner for India representing him at the function. We also had so many artists showing their talent. We had the steel pan, the young boy that Leroy that played the national anthem for us, a young student from Wim Anglican School. And we tried to encourage and to teach the children, the younger children, the culture in Tobago, so that they would not be, they would know that we have all these amount of sweets, doubles, what the food is consists of, what the culture is consists of, and all these things that go along with the East Indian community here.
And talking about, earlier we mentioned on set that food is a big part of our culture in Trinidad and Tobago. Whatever the holiday, whatever the religion, whatever we're celebrating, food is always a main staple. At Christmas time, you have this specific type of food. We're celebrating now Indian Arrival Day. When it's Diwali, we have the different types of food that represent the different cultures and the ways of life. And, I know at the event is also very important for you to give. You always feed people at all your events. How important is it for you to ensure that you give to people?
Right. It is very like a Thanksgiving that when we have the celebration. And I must thank the Tobago House of Assembly, Tourism Department. They had assisted us in this year's program at the mall. I want to thank all the people that sponsored, the different things that we had, so that we could enable to share. And we had Bermudas and these big companies distributing snacks for the children. So like when we have program, they always come together to distribute things for the children. Children are very excited, especially when they get snacks and they get drinks and they get these things. So I want to thank the various people who contributed in making our program a success as well.
And in terms of keeping the culture going, like the dancing and your entertainment aspect of it, how is the Hindu Society of Tobago ensuring that the generation that is coming up is a part of it? I see Mia, Princess Mia, is doing her thing there as well. She's coming along really nicely. But how are you getting all the other young ones to be a part of what is happening in your culture?
Right. Well, Sita, my daughter, she is trained in India. So she have now started teaching. She taught one student so far. And she have decided to expand her career and see if she could get the younger children to come together so she could start with them. Mia have started singing at an earlier age. Tomorrow, Mia will be representing Tobago at the Meridish competition in Trinidad. So they left this morning to go to that function because she have to get her practice for the orchestra and all of that.
Right.
So I will be going this afternoon just to support her because she looked forward, and she have a lot of sponsors as well because seeing that she have a favorite that everybody see Mia is trying at a young age, now 10 years, they always try to help her and say, okay, Mia, you go ahead. And I want to thank the sponsors that assisted Mia in going to this program tomorrow and want to wish her all the best and to represent Tobago. We
wish you the best as well, Mia. And I've seen Mia over the years, and I remember when she started, and she is doing so good. She has improved a lot and she's so brave. And, I really wish that as you continue to develop the culture, that the young ones who come up, they will come forward as well to do what they have to do to ensure the culture is represented. I know that you're building your temple. Tell us a little bit about where we are, where the temple is concerned.
Right. So the temple right now, we is almost 3/4 completed. I want to say a special thank you first to the Minister of London. I want to thank Ms. Shampa Kojo. She was the person responsible for helping us with donating the materials and all of that. I want to thank the Chief Secretary. He was instrumental in sending the URP workers to reach how far we are today. And we have a lot of donation sponsors that help us to see how far. We still have a lot of work to do, but we are hoping at the end of the year we should be completed because we are trying our best. We want to have classes, we want to teach people Hindi, we want to teach the Tobagonians our culture, so that with all these things, when the temple is completed, we would be able to educate the people of Tobago. I also want to say a special thank you to our Pandit, Ramdat Mahet. He was the person who was instrumental in the first person that came and started the groundwork and all of that. And afterwards that, my son Bisham, he had help there and he took over from the Pandit there, and right now, with the assistance of them, we have reached a long way.
And many congratulations to you, of course, and thank you for all the community that came together to help to ensure that the temple is being constructed here in Tobago. Govinda, in terms of other events that might be happening around this time, what else is happening to celebrate Indian Arrival Day in Tobago and even in Trinidad?
Okay, so as a teacher in Scarborough Secondary School this morning, after this program, we have another program in school where we'll be showcasing the culture and religions to the students, not only Hinduism but also Islam and also Christianity. So we would have brought up dancers from Trinidad, and yeah, we try to educate the students as much as possible, not only Scarborough Secondary School but we also visit other schools. So, and also as a teacher in Scarborough Secondary School, this year I would have registered a student in the school's intellectual chutney soca monarch competition in Trinidad and Tobago, and she would have qualified for the finals, and it was a very proud moment in Tobago knowing that we had somebody in the national chutney soca monarch finals. So we are doing our best as the Hindu Society and spreading the culture and education, because education is very important. Once they understand, they'll be able to appreciate more. So, yes.
And you know, really is a proud moment indeed. And we here at Tobago Updates Television, we always show support to our Tobagonians who take the national stage and international stage. Once you are representing Tobago in a positive light, we throw our support towards you. So congratulations for getting that student into the competition and heading on to the finals.
Yes.
And of course, we wish the very, very best where that is concerned. And also, as you continue your efforts to ensure the community of Tobago understands the way of life, understands the East Indian society and the way that you live and the way that you survive and thrive here on the island of Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a short break before we continue conversations. When we come back, we'll still be speaking with Ms. Beepath and Mr. Ramlogan as we continue talking about Indian Arrival Day celebrations and the East Indian community here in Trinidad and in Tobago. You want to be a part of the conversation, you want to get the information, the history, you want to be in the know. So to be in the know, we are asking you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, and we are here at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort, and we've been having conversations with members of the Tobago Hindu Society. And before we go back into that conversation, we want to go to our photo of the day. Yes, our photo of the day, it's coming up just now, and it's a photo sent in by Chris Hansen, my apologies. Chris Anderson.
And of course, we have to reveal to you the photo of the day. We did ask if you knew where this photo was taken from, and this photo was taken at Fort Bennett right here in Tobago. Can you imagine? And I'll tell you what Chris Anderson said. He used a polarizer to cut off the glare, and he also said that it's such a special spot right here, and Tobago seems to be full of them. And I agree with you, Mr. Anderson. I agree with you this morning, and thank you so much for sending in the photo of the day.
Yes. And you know, Adanna, as you all were having conversations, I was listening to you all, and you all were talking about the cuisine and the East Indian cuisine. My mouth started watering, you know. And I was just thinking about the similarities between the East Indian cuisine here and back in India, and maybe perhaps the variations and the evolution of the food that may have taken place over the years and over the decades that since we've been here. So I don't know if you could speak to that in terms of how the East Indian cuisine has maintained some of its roots and also has added on to it.
Okay, so here in Trinidad and Tobago, everybody know what is roti. Now in Trinidad and Tobago, although we are small, we had various types of roti, right? So like dal puri, bus-up shot, sada roti, dosti roti. Now in India, it is so big, and in each part of India, if you travel, you will notice different variations of roti. So some places might have the chapati, some may have the aloo puri. And yes, food is a very important factor in our cuisine. And apart from the food in India, it is so big. In that one India, it is not only Hindi. Everybody know Hindi as the main language, but there are various languages such as Bhojpuri and other languages. And also here in Trinidad, we know what is pilau, right? Rice, chicken, and peas and everything over there. They have something similar, which is known as biryani. So the same concept, but their flavor. So as time evolves and and the various seasonings, and when you come to our programs, you can ask Adanna. Over the years, my mother, Ramlogan Ramlogan, would have been the main chef, and the evening before, all the members would come together and we would sing and we'd sit down and clean the various vegetables, which we know as takari. And while that is going on, we sing, we talk, and while the work going on, you don't feel like you're doing the work because it's plenty work, because as you know, it's big pots. But yeah, as we come together and unite all the members, and yeah, foods are very important. We have to make sure you are well fed, and it also shows our appreciation that you all come out of the program.
And I really can attest to that in Troy Akinlabi. It's a lot of work. The pots are as big as I've never seen pots so big. I mean, I know traditionally we have what we call wedding pots in Tobago, the big pots, but those pots are huge, and they peel the potatoes, and it really is a good opportunity for family bonding, because you see, from the small to the great, the children are around, they might be playing, but everybody is there in the same space. And as Govinda said, music is playing, people singing, you talk, you laugh, you have fun. So it really is a good time for family. I like that about the culture in terms of ensuring the family understands the culture, because even little Mia can have a conversation and she understands, what she's doing, and I like that about it. And I really wish all of Trinidad and Tobago will pay attention to family and ensure that your family traditions, go on for generations within your own family space as well. We could take pattern from what the East Indian society is doing, because I think it's something so rich, culturally rich and socially rich, and it really is important for our family. And yes, Akinlabi, mouth-watering for the food. It really is mouth-watering as well, and I can't wait to get some more. I really can't wait to get some more, The East Indian community is really amazing, and I've had the opportunity to be a part of what they do, because as you're aware, they are my in-laws. My brother, who is Christian, is married to Sita, and I've learned a lot being a part of the family as well. So good things, good stuff happening there, and the welcome. The other thing, Govinda, and I think Mommy, Mrs. Beepath spoke about it. The family, the importance of family, and ensuring that you create a space for everybody, which is what was created for us when we entered the family and they entered our family. The space was created. So that is something very important. And I know I told you guys that there's a special surprise in studio for you all. We have Tobago Channel here, so Tobago Channel has to do something for us. But we just want to take a moment to acknowledge the passing of the previous PRO, the Public Relations Officer of the Tobago Hindu Society, Dio Saran Sinanan, who passed. And we just want to spend just a couple seconds in silence just to acknowledge his contribution and his passing. All right, we thank you for that moment of silence. And any contribution you make to any organization you are part of is supposed to bring some type of impact. And so we have Govinda now, who is now the PRO of the Tobago Hindu Society, known as Tobago Channel, singing songs. You've seen videos of him singing and performing, and also as in the schools, Cameron Secondary, he mentioned Akinlabi. I don't know if you heard him saying.
Brought one of the students in, and they participated in the junior Chutney Sukamana?
Secondary schools intellectual Chutney Sukamana nationally, which took place in the Diwali Nagar. And she was we are very proud of her, Rihanna Roberts, for reaching the finals and representing Tobago.
Okay,
Absolutely amazing.
that's great.
Everyone
That
in
is
Trinidad
amazing.
was quite amazed to see somebody from Tobago coming and
Yes.
And you know, if you can train somebody that well, that means you have to be kind of good, you know.
Yeah.
Right? So we're gonna take this time now to hear a little bit from Govinda.
So I usually sing in Hindi, but this song was composed by my auntie Rukmini Pulwaty Beepath. It's a song about unity. So yeah. Tobago, Tobago, my native land, I love you so. Tobago, Tobago, my native land, I love you so. Whether your ancestor was slave or indenture, we are native Trinbagonian brothers. Whether Hindu, Muslim, Christian or other, we have all come here together. Trinbago, Trinbago, my native land, I love you so. Trinbago is the land of my birth. We can make it paradise on earth. With our steel pan, chutney and calypso, we are recognized all over this world. I'm just scooty above the Adanna. Trinbago, my native land, I love you so. I have to sing a song in Hindi, right?
Yes.
This is my latest traditional song. Hamare na yalwa me tanda pani na hai lao devara. Hamare na yalwa me tanda pani na hai lao. Na hai lao devara, na hai lao devara. Na hai lao devara, na hai lao devara. Hamare na yalwa me tanda pani na hai lao devara. सास नहीं घर में ससुर नहीं घर में सास नहीं घर में सास नहीं घर में ससुर नहीं घर में हमरे नयलवा में तंदा पानी नहाय लाओ देवरा हमरे नयलवा में तंदा पानी नहाय लाओ देवरा. So it is very important for us to, sing in Hindi and Bhojpuri to maintain our culture and also remember where we come from. And also being in Tobago, I sing in English so that the tourists and everyone can understand, and my friends and family in Tobago can understand. But it's important to balance the both so that we can also preserve the pure, real traditional chutney culture and also for everyone to understand. And that song I sung meant that when long time when they used to be in cold water, tanda means cool and pani means water. So you must understand what you sing and also be able to explain so people could appreciate what is being sung.
Okay.
So, yes.
Wow. Govinda, thank you so much for coming on the program this morning and for giving us that historical journey as the East Indians came to Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you so much for your contribution to society, and thank you so much for ensuring that the younger generation, and even if we're not of East Indian descent or culture, that we understand the culture and that we can appreciate it, and providing a space for all of us to feel comfortable here in Trinidad and Tobago. All the best in your celebrations, and again we say Sitaram to you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Miss Pulwaty Beepath, President of the Hindu Society here in Tobago, and also Govinda Ramlogan, who is the Public Relations Officer of the Hindu Society here in Tobago, giving us some history, some information, some details, and of course entertaining us this morning as we head on into the celebrations. As you are aware, we celebrate Indian Arrival Day here in Trinidad and Tobago on May 30th, which is tomorrow. So of course we will not be on air. We might be somewhere with our fingers deep in curry because that's what we're going to be doing on Indian Arrival Day as we celebrate the East Indian community. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you so much for being a part of our programming and for continuously encouraging us as we bring live entertainment for you, as we bring content for you that you can engage with. This is where we end the morning show, but of course it's not where we end our programming. We head on over to GMT and we want you to stay with us. And as you stay, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live.